Discover America's playing field, home to the iconic Pro Football Hall of Fame and the growing Hall of Fame Village. Explore a vibrant city filled with award-winning dining options, exciting events, and entertainment. Find it here in America's playing field. Connect with Visit Canton for personalized assistance, planning an unforgettable trip.
I don't care. I'm drinking on air today. I don't care what the FCC thinks. I sit here and listen to Kevin Bacon and here, Kevin Bacon. I crack this beer. Oh, this parking chair vodka from the Lawrenceville Distilling. Fine, I'll turn down Kevin Bacon. I'm not happy about this week's show. Alright, let's do this. Hi everyone, it's TANTLINGER. Welcome to the Stil'rs Chalk Talk Show. Are you in a good mood? Yeah, just having some fun, folks. But I actually did crack a beer right now to do this show. This week, after losing to the Indianapolis Colts. Here, you grab a beer too. What's that, Mrs. Smith? You're driving? Okay, well, hold on to the wheel with your left hand and drink with your right hand. Cheers, sláinte. Oh, is that good? Huddle up, Steelers Nation. It's Tank for Stil'rs Chalk Talk. It is a miserable Monday. Now, you're listening to this on Saturday morning, or YouTube, Facebook, or you're on our SteelersChalkTalk.com website, SteelersChalkTalk.com. Or like us on Facebook and YouTube. In fact, guess what? Everybody this season that goes to Facebook, Stil'rs Chalk Talk, and YouTube is entered at the end of the season to win a Mike Webster jersey. Yeah, real deal. SteelersChalkTalk.com. Go to Facebook, YouTube. Like us. One lucky person is going to win that Webster jersey. You'll see an ad we filmed down at one of our beautiful sponsors, Lawrenceville Distilling Company, Lawrenceville, Pennsylvania. Soon to have a new store on Route 28 in Verona. It's funny how things work in the world. My world that I live in, Latrobe, Ligonier, and downtown Pittsburgh, very rarely takes me up Route 28. Now all of a sudden, got two great sponsors this year for the show. Italian Village Pizza. 18 locations, Little Washington included, throughout western Pennsylvania. And if you're in Orlando, Florida, you can get yourself some Italian Village pizza. But they got their great Waterworks Trattoria restaurant, Route 28, Fox Chapel, Waterworks, Italian Village Pizza. We'll get back to that, why you need to know that. And, of course, Lawrenceville Distilling, makers of Parking Chair Vodka. You like that one? You know, that's for you younger kids in Pittsburgh, that's what we do. See, you put a parking chair out in front of your house. That way nobody takes your spot. That's my spot. I don't care if it's public city property. I don't want to hear about that. I pay my taxes. I've been living here since my Uncle Joe built the house, and I inherited it from Uncle Joe. In fact, the parking chair I put in the parking spot was Uncle Joe's. Parking Chair Vodka. Isn't that a beautiful name for a Pittsburgh vodka? Check out Lawrenceville Distilling. Check out Italian Village Pizza. Like I said, we'll get back to them in a second. Why you want to come to the Waterworks Italian Village Pizza location. Anyway, that is horrible. I just got, that wasn't really a beer. You know, all kind of seltzer junk is coming out these days. Happy Dad Seltzer. That is pretty bad. Yeah, won't be finishing this and won't be drinking any more Happy Dad Seltzer. More like Pukey Dad Seltzer. Ugh. Actually, I was pretending it was a beer. Just, you know, joking and fun. And I actually thought it was one of those LaCroix Bubbly drinks my wife buys. And I thought boy, that's horrible. I'm just going to open up this parking chair for Wilkins by Lawrenceville and drink that straight after losing to the Indianapolis Colts. What the hell was that? It was pathetic. So much to talk about that game. But I got to start with the basics. And I said I wasn't going to go down this vein this year. I spent so much personal time on it. I made videos. I devoted time to the radio show. I even wrote a letter to Art Rooney. I swear to goodness I did, and I signed it, Tank from Latrobe. Now, this is where half of you turn off the radio and the other half go, "That's right, Tank, I agree with you." There is no more polarizing issue in the country right now, and I'm not talking about the Republican candidate for president and the Democratic candidate for president. I'm talking about no other polarizing topic other than, is Mike Tomlin a great coach or does he need to be fired after 17 years? If you listen to the show, you know I am not a Mike Tomlin fan. Hence the letter to Mr. Rooney last year. Yes, I really did. Right hand up to God, who I trust more than anybody. And the show last year. And I wasn't going to do it again this year. I wasn't going to start on Tomlin. Anything he did, anything he said, I was just going to let like water off a duck. All right, I'm just ignoring you. If you know the show, you listen to the show. I mean, I've had my media credentials for the Stil'rs for years. 2008 Super Bowl in Tampa. Yeah, that was me. In the end zone. Snuck in the end zone. They tried to keep us in a tunnel as the Stil'rs were on that game-winning drive. Not the old tanker. Blew right by the security guard behind him. He's going, "Hey, where's your credentials?" And I showed it to him. And by the time he knew it, I was out in the end zone. And boom, Ben throws the perfect pass. Stil'rs win. Super Bowl. James Harrison is a god. I've had my press credentials for a long time. 2 years ago, I got into it with Tomlin about the offensive line, and he tried to humiliate me. Not once, but 3 times during the press conference. Lucky I held my Irish back. And I snapped at him, he snapped at me, and made the NFL Network literally the next day. Led off with it. Things got heated in the Pittsburgh Stil'rs press conference yesterday when a reporter, me, Tank Tantlinger, blah, 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 blah. You know, and I went back the next week. God rest his soul, my buddy Stan Savern was sitting beside me in that press conference. And I hit the reset button. I'm like, all right, it's his job to be truculent. Means difficult with the media. And so I hit the reset button, and I asked a simple question, and he gave me one of his smart-ass answers. And that was it. I was done with Tomlin. I haven't gone back to one of his press conferences. Now, I still do have my press credentials. Was on the practice field in Latrobe. I ignore Tomlin. I really do. And again, I started this segment by saying I wasn't going to spend time on that clown show this year. Wasn't going to do it. But here we go. Deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra famously said. Your Stil'rs, 3-0, showed promise, potential. Justin Fields, is he the perfect quarterback? No. Is he an improvement over Kenny Pickett? Vastly, with his leg speed and what he can do to you with his legs. And his arm when he's accurate. The defense led the league for the first 3 weeks. Now look, we all knew this part of the schedule was going to be the easy part of the schedule. But, to the silent observer, or not so silent. Hey, you're listening to Stil'rs Chalk Talk. I'm your host, Randy the Tank Tantlinger, often joined by the former NFL quarterback, Mike McMahon. In fact, you'll hear Mike and I in the show later talking about the Steelers, talking about the defense prior to the Colts game. I want you to hear the optimism we had. So, I don't want to get into recapping the game. I won't get into the bad refereeing. If you go to Stil'rs Chalk Talk on Facebook, you'll see a post I put up about TJ Watt. It is video of the right tackle for the Colts tackling TJ, holding TJ, wrapping his arms around him. Not just one play, throughout the game. I was wondering where TJ was. Look at that video at Stil'rs Chalk Talk on Facebook. It's sickening. Are you telling me the lineman, the head lines judge, did not see that? Not one of them? Bullpucky. TJ had to have been screaming to high heaven. The personal foul on number 39 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shame on him. Shame. Lock him in shackles. Put him in one of those, in England in the old days when they stuck their head and hands through the thing. What the hell was that thing called? To embarrass the village idiot. We shall throw tomatoes at Minka Fitzpatrick. His violation was so flagrant. No, it wasn't. Gene Steratore came on during the broadcast and said he tried to pull up. That should have been a non-call. Lucky it wasn't targeting. The refs killed the Steelers, but more so after the game. Your new leader, Justin Fields, came out and said, and watch the post, if you don't believe what I'm saying, watch the Justin Fields interview after the game. We weren't focused. When the snap came from Zach Frazier, the polar bear out of West Virginia, I wasn't focused. Snap, fumble. What happened? We weren't up for it. We had a slow start. Slow start. Well, did you have a slow start in Atlanta when Boswell saved you and the defense saved you, Mike Tomlin? Then, last week, Tomlin was asked in a post-game press conference, Coach, you guys got off to a slow start there offensively in the first quarter. And Mike Tomlin said, yes, we did. And we can't do that. We got off to a slow start. And, we can't do that. You're playing from come-behind ball, and we can't get off to slow starts offensively or defensively. Then yesterday, in classic Tomlin, inability to accept any responsibility, when asked about the slow start offensively by the team in Indianapolis, he said, well, slow starts are no big deal. They really don't, have an effect on a game. What? Dude, are you bipolar? Did you not go to the pharmacy and take your meds this week? Or are you just laying down more Mike Tomlin horsepucky? 17 years of it. It's gone on. Again, I didn't want to go down this vein at all with Tomlin this year. I was going to avoid ad nauseum. Seriously, I guess. Protracted seriousness. Ad nauseum. Not to talk about Tomlin. But here we are in week 4, a game, and see if this sounds familiar to you, that the Steelers should have won handily with a, like Tomlin says all the time, a rising tide of a team. Once again, dumps a game they should have lost. Won. I'm so pissed, I can't remember. They should have won, not lost. Need I go back historically when it really counted? That he didn't get his team focused, as Justin Fields admitted? That they started slow, which is important, or not important? Important or not important? Can we get an answer from Mike Tomlin either way, definitively? Two other games he didn't get his team up, that they were looking past their opponent, as a couple of the Steelers said yesterday. That's on the head coach, that you don't overlook the Indianapolis Colts in week 4. It's up to the coach not to let Blake Bortles and the Jaguars come into Pittsburgh in the playoffs, in a game in Pittsburgh, with Blake Bortles, who can't throw a football, and let Leonard Fournette run all over the place while Bortles flew for over 100 yards. Out go the Steelers from the playoffs. You remember that? How about this little doozy? Your Pittsburgh Steelers start out the 2022 campaign 11-0. High hopes for your Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, we probably overlooked them. We didn't get up for it. We got off to a slow start. Do you remember when the Browns came to Pittsburgh with an inferior football team? 2022 in the playoffs. I was at the game. The only other depressing time was when number 14, and I won't mention his name, in the 90s, threw the interception in the AFC Championship game to the Chargers. Or what number 14 did to us in Super Bowl 30 in Phoenix. Once again, Mike Tomlin has my ire up. Please check out Steelers Chalk Talk on Facebook, YouTube. Please check out our our TV show, 22 The Point, Sundays at 10:30, starting November 9th. We're only doing half the season. That's right, only half the season. Steelers Chalk Talk, Let's Talk Steelers with Mike McMahon and Tank Tantlinger. All right, before my head explodes, we'll be right back, and you're going to hear from Mike and I talking about the Steelers' great potential before the Colts' loss.
Discover America's playing field, home to the iconic Pro Football Hall of Fame and the growing Hall of Fame Village. Explore a vibrant city filled with award-winning dining options, exciting events, and entertainment. Find it here in America's playing field. Connect with Visit Canton for personalized assistance, planning an unforgettable trip.